Well, hello. Hello, hello, hi, it is me, it is I. Small time DD in these every internet. Green teen hand. Listen, winter set in. I'm all of a sudden like a teen hand. I mean, I've always been, but like, it is me, it is I. You're a in these every internet. Like a stracha, I'm back, allow yala. You guys, I don't care about this, but it's happening and it keeps happening. And then when you think I'm thinking of removing that door altogether, there's method to my madness. Like, don't overthink it. It might have to go because I know it stresses some of you and it's always open like that. But it's like, kill me for not having the aesthetics. Jeez. But I don't care about color discourse. That's why you've not heard from me. Is this? All right, Ella. I'm back yet again. Rahadi on the internet. Yes. Color discourse. So a while ago, this is last year, right? We're in 2024. Because I saw it happening, and I don't even was it Tyla discourse or was it just regular old-fashioned colored people black? I'm clearly a black person, and I mean that when I say clearly. Like, I don't think you look at me and experience confusion. No, you do not. I don't need to qualify my blackness. Yay me. And so color discourse just feels so far removed from my identity. And I tell you guys all the time that I'm a person who comes from a marginalized tribe and I have my own things to navigate. So this thing means nothing to me. You will never catch me on the internet coming to Tyla's defense in terms of like Americans wanting her, Black Americans in particular, wanting her to be wanting her to identify how they want her to identify. We understand the context of it all. The word colored has historical context on that side, and it's a painful one. And we have our own shit here, but that's the word we use over here. Okay, let's worrying about the wrong shit all the time. Does yours even have a U? Like, what the fuck? Look for the U before you try to figure out who is and who isn't. Find the letter that's missing. But anyway, I posted this. Let's have a look at this because there's a comment in here that I want us to discuss because I see there's like a shift in the language around how you identify as a colored person. Not really a shift, but like this is a TikTok I put up. Let's have a look.
So then what's the correct term? Are you guys like identifying as black now, or some of you? Because you're not, and not in a you can't sit with us fashion. In a you do nobody, like you don't even do yourselves any justice by trying to erase who you come from. Like the mix of people that has created this very unique group of people, which is what you are. And if you just want to forgo this particular term and adopt one that feels like it's not, seeped in some white people bullshit, I'm okay with that. But I take great issue with like colored people deciding that they want to be black today. No. Like, and not even like you can't sit with us. No, you can sit. You just can sit with us while colored. Do you see? Yeah, we can still all be sat together. It's just, you're colored.
There was a comment in there, and I'm hoping it's still there because if it is, then I'm going to put it up. Okay. And because I had to go find this in my archives because I cleared my TikTok. This seems to be a growing sentiment, and it's more, there's like for lack of a better term, a woke colored that seems to have this understanding of like how manufactured a group they are for political means, right? And for that reason, they don't want to identify by that word. In fact, a lot of them are saying we're black. This colored thing is more a culture slash ethnicity, I suppose, slash tribe, for lack of a better, but we fall under the umbrella of Black people. Now, as a Lobedu person who's not even recognized, well, we are recognized now, but we are not official, which is not the same thing. You can imagine that I'm not about to jump into this discourse, or because I've got my own fucking identity I need to be toying for. I don't care. I honestly, it means nothing to me. I'm baffled by all the Black voices in South African. People are very embarrassing on TikTok, right? This like SA mafia thing, because, and I'm not trying to like not be sad with them, but there's a way we react sometimes, or certain kind of South African, the way we go about things online, where we like this new reputation, especially on TikTok, that we've garnered, that, oh, we'll just come after you for the sake of it. And the truth of the matter is, the colored community is fucking confused. Okay, so there's no need for me to stop what I'm doing here and go on the internet and say, no, she actually is. They aren't a monolith. That's the actual answer. And they're all fucking confused. And Tyla's a 21-year-old who was told that you're colored her whole life, like most colored people. We don't even know what her politic is, how much deconstructing she's done around that term, who came up with that term, for what purpose was this term invented, for what purpose is it being upheld, to whose benefit, all of those stuff. What we know is that she likes this Bacardi shit. She's 21. What the fuck do we want from her? Do you understand? But as far as she knows, that's her identity. And for a while, I was bugged as to why are they so praised, like the Black Americans, because they also don't want to be called African Americans. It's a whole thing. And I get it. I actually do get it. Okay. Raven Simone and everybody who I just want to be American. Okay, girl, like, watch your neck and shit. But anyway, you see now, when you're being shady and you lose your train of thought. Oh my God, what happened to me? Oh, the ancestors got me. They were like, you do not speak like that. I take it back. Was I back to talking about Tyla being a book? Oh, yes. Why are they so pressed about it? I thought I'm back. Okay. On my timeline, there seems to have been a migration of the goalpost moved, or maybe one argument was just louder than the other at some point, because in the beginning, the chat was, well, as long as she comes over here, this is our lens here. And the lens that she is technically trying to impose on us in our space, it's got like a historical angst for us, right? The history there is far too painful, and we would rather not be made to call somebody, when we're looking at her, we're seeing somebody that like resembles us, and she wants us to use this term. Guys, I'm having space issues, so I gotta get my thoughts out like quick. Anyway, it's moved now, and I'm hearing the chat more that, okay, if she's saying that she's not one of us, I don't know if they're feeling snubbed. Like, I can't make out if like, since she's saying she's not one of us, she should stop being like pushed up on us using our culture. Like, she's like a culture vulture. Like, these are actual things that I saw after she went onto the Breakfast Club, and they're like, oh, she's using like Black American media houses, if you would like, and platforms to push her brand of music, and that brand of music in itself is taking from our culture as Americans. And I'm like, and Black Americans in particular, you can't have it like two ways. It can't be all of this, you acknowledging in one breath how your culture has been exported. And I'm not saying you aren't allowed to say, hey, but that thing you're doing over there. But for quite a while now, it's been all of this, we set the tone and we're this and we're that. And now this young woman from my part of the world is out there fusing your very popular music, our pop culture. That's how that works. Fusing it with the sounds of where she comes from, which is South Africa, and then you make like, I mean, was it a problem before she said she's colored? Or is the problem that because you're saying you're not one of us? By the way, I don't even think she's actually saying that. She's just saying there's this very large part of my identity, which is how I'm racialized. I would rather you did not like erase that bit of my identity. And you are saying altogether you don't want to acknowledge that. And it's, as a South African, the embarrassing bit I'm talking about is when we go online and do this back and forth with a group of people who clearly understand what time it is by now. If they were confused somewhat in the beginning, they are no longer confused. It's now just like rage bait and all of that stuff. Like the easiest way to trend is to say anything about us. And as the easiest way, we'll come on there. I don't know what kind of validation we get as South Africans for like trending, for being in comment sections, texting in like Zulu. Like I have no idea what that's about. Like it's like it's like, okay, fine, the unemployment rate is concerning and perhaps we need to find more things to do. But like what I don't get it. And I feel like a lot of the back and forth is also being done among people who don't want to acknowledge a lot of stuff about guys. Like I'm that person who always thinks there's like a monster. So do you see why I didn't want to bother to make a Tyla video? I have nothing of value to contribute. I don't know about them as much as they don't know about me. What I know is what I've shared with you guys in my video while I was talking about the election results. The other reason I don't feel the need to stop what I'm doing to come and defend the identity of this particular group of people by and large, with Tyla being the face, is that I don't find them trying to know anything about the rest of us because they're too busy trying to maintain the hierarchy of how we're racialized in this country that ranks them above us. They have their own racist shit over there that they need to unpack.
I think colored people are racist, especially if we are looking at the broader picture of colored people being in fact black people. So in fact it is an internalized racism.
In my family, we were always very big activists, ANC, UDF, and but when we sit around the table, my opa and my uncles will still say the K word, and they would still say, yeah, but they are getting all the work.
It's not something I really tolerate anymore, and it's something that I'm trying to like educate my family about. And it's something that's really serious. I think there's so much that is unknown in colored culture and that doesn't get unpacked.
Some of them are struggling with the idea that there are some among them who want to identify as black, or who do identify as black and identify colored as a culture for them. There are people, when I'm telling you, they are so confused. So I don't understand why me, as a Lowedi woman, I must stop what I'm doing and come and explain the identity of a group of people who can't even acknowledge the rapes that happened as part of their Genesi. They don't even, if you bring that shit up, if you fix your fucking mouth, this is how we say it here, because you know I'm actually black. Like, if you do that and you say, but like, I hear you say your great, whatever was Koi, and your thing like is like Koi san, and then your great, was this Dutch guy. And they love to claim they like otherness that like is degrees removed from blackness. I'm Cape Malay. Like they'll claim they Malaysianness, like even those, because again, they don't have the same genetic makeup because a lot happened. But they don't even want to fucking talk about that. So what am I defending? What am I defending? We can't even talk that. You're too busy claiming your great rapist, whomever, talking about her. Baby, the power dynamic, they can't consent, bitch. You guys don't even want to talk about that. Now I'ma stop what I'm doing here in the Limpopo to come and explain to the Americans, well, actually, I don't fucking know. She doesn't know. That's the other thing they're not saying. That's how they were racialized, though. That's what we can't run away from. What's happening now is that they're colored, right? And then they can unpack what I'm telling you. The coloreds who have done the work are the ones who know that they're black. Black people have been known that, oh no, those are the but then they keep wanting to do like step. So what must we listen to data? Like honestly, huh? You all are buying bundles to come and defend the identity of people who couldn't say 5 things about you as a Tswana person. What the fuck you doing that shit for? And I'm in no way trying to like sow division. I'm just saying we don't really know what we're talking about with the colored chat. We don't know what we're talking about because they don't want to start unpacking their own shit. So, but they want to be black now. They want to be black so bad. They fight with each other about the one who wants to be black because it's like, how could you want to be lesser? Right? That's the thing that they're not saying. So I don't care about Tyla discourse me. I think it's other discourse around her that's not being had is more interesting. Her rise to superstardom, the parallels you can draw between her and Rihanna. Rihanna as an island girl was allowed to come out there, take from the culture as much as she wants, still maintain her island girl vibe, her accent. She still sounds like that island girl and stuff. And she's welcomed and celebrated that she's bad girl really. But I suppose maybe that's because she's never tried to separate herself. She's identified as a black person just from Barbados, right? So I suppose there's none of that. But there's so much to unpack. I'm hearing a lot of discourse with the Nigerians talking about, is it Arya Starr? I hope I'm saying that correctly. And how her talent as well is being overlooked. People saying that Tyla's rise to stardom is only possible because there's that vacuum that's been left by the baddest that ever did. These are interesting conversations. All of this shit, whenever she goes up to somewhere and then some fucking dumbass like Charlemagne is always like, sir, colored. Sir, can you Google? Like, what the fuck? Like, I really think she does need to stop answering the question. She needs to stop answering the question because her community is still asking the questions. The answer right now is she's colored. That's what she writes. So don't do anything else. Don't think about it too hard. Okay? Just write colored and go. You don't even need to put in letters that you don't usually include. We won't even like mark you down for that. That's it. I don't care. Like if you're like trying to figure out what was the takeaway, I don't care. It's not my identity to defend. They don't know what the fuck they are.